Analytics Center is a key part of the Rastriolo fleet management system. It contains reports and charts that provide an overview and details about the fleet's performance. Here you can look for problem areas, monitor and fix them. First, we're looking at the Fleet Summary General Analytics Report. This date selection includes the last 7 days. We select units from all tracking groups and we include all alerts. The total distance monitored for this week was over 295,000 kilometers. In average, a unit did make 3,147 kilometers. The average speed for all units was 64 kilometers. Idle time is when a unit has the engine enabled but is not moving. For many fleets, it's desirable to get the idle percentage as low as possible. The total idle percentage over this last week was 24%. To get more details, we can drill down into the group and see now here the idle percentage per tracking unit. Alert count includes currently all alerts. We can now change that and say we only want to look at velocity alerts. So we're selecting this one here. Now the alert count includes only these 2 velocity alerts. Point of interests are predefined areas, and here we see the total average in and the total average out time. Fleet charting analyzes the data in a graphical way. We have 13 different analyze types. They can be grouped by tracking unit or by tracking group, and they can be rendered as bar charts, column charts or pie charts. So we could, for example, select one tracking group and say we want to have that by unit and we want to have a bar chart. And we get the total kilometers from the group King Central unit by unit. Here we're looking at the maximum speed for this group, and here we're looking for the average speed with the same selection. Here now we compare total alert count, including only these 2 alerts, and we compare that with alert per kilometer ratio with the same selection. The total count just gives up the summed up numbers, and the kilometer ratio puts that into a ratio for the distance driven. Next we compare total idle hours and total idle hours with a maximum of 20 minutes. So here we have 5 minutes and here we have 20 minutes. The minimum minutes is a threshold, so only idle events that are longer are reported. Here we are looking now at the airport point of interest. Total counts, so how many times a unit entered the airport, and here total time in, how long a unit did stay. The engine hour report looks like this and shows us the engine on time grouped by tracking group, unit, and then by day. Distance by group looks like this. We can drill down into the groups, then we get to the units and we can drill down into the units, and we go into the days and see now the distance traveled each day. We also see maximum speed and average speed. Like all reports, this can be easily exported into Excel, and as you see, the drill down structure is preserved. So it's not just a flat export, the drill down is included. Distance by group and day is a matrix report. Matrix reports are great overview reports. Their columns and the rows are dynamic. So here we get a column for each tracking group, and then we get a row for each day. They're also making great Excel exports. We could, for example, mark the rows now in Excel and insert a column diagram. Distance by unit and day matrix is another matrix report. This time it groups by unit, and since we're potentially having a lot of tracking units, the units become the rows and the days become the columns. A great report to quickly see distance traveled and spot any irregularities. Distance by group and day chart is a chart report. A stacked bar chart that showed distance traveled by group. Idle analyze we have been looking at before in the fleet summary. Here is a more detailed way to analyze the idle times. We can set a minimum minutes threshold, and we can assign a cost per hour. We can then run the report, and we see that all idles that were longer than 10 minutes would cost us $2,677. We can also restrict that now and say we only want to see idles over 10 minutes that occurred at the airport. We see now that we had 609 idles over 10 minutes at the airport within a week, and that did cost us $940. We can drill now into the tracking group, and we see now the idle events per unit. We can drill down into the unit, and we're going to see it now by day. We can drill down into the day, and we get now the idle alerts, and we can also display them now on the map. You'll find this map report integration on several reports. The stop time analyze has a fairly similar idea. This time we're just looking at stops, that means engine was off. Analytics Center provides the information for making effective decisions.